Hi everybody, welcome back to the Snake Pit. I'm Snake and I'm back with another hero to cover for you. Springvale just finished, and I have no doubt that a lot more of you have collected up Killhare. Killhare was already a very prominent hero to begin with, someone that was very sought after, even though it's been around for a long time. So I'm going to cover Killhare so that for all of you that are working at leveling her up, or even those that have had Killhare for a long time and really want to see where Killhare should be used, um, and some people aren't sure about this. When you see the stats, it'll come clear. But I know that when I was on the forum recently, I was looking at Killhare uh, poll that was up. And one of the questions, of course, was asking, where do you think this hero is best used on in war defense? And some of the results were a little shocking. So I will get this out. It's good for everybody. And so if you want to know, follow along. So Killhare, Springvale hero, average speed, fighter class, and fairly balanced stats. For a fighter that is main purpose is doing damage, pretty high on the defensive stats, and but so the defense is slightly higher than the attack, but a little different than I would normally expect. Um, she deals 300% damage to all enemies, and all allies, except for the caster, get minus 20% defense for 3 turns. This cannot be dispelled. This is a big piece to this. I'm going to show you later why this comes into play quite a bit and why I think Killhare does better in certain positions over other ones. And just so you know, and I flashed up the card, that was the regular Killhare. Costume just came out. So it just finished. Springvale just finished as I'm putting this together. So the costume is fairly new. People are still working on getting them leveled up. I know that some get them leveled up the day of, and that's great. I haven't seen any in wars yet. And to be honest, 1 or 2 is not going to do it for me anyways. You know me. I'm going to wait till I get a lot of data. So I'm only covering the regular version of Killhare. Now, they're not so dissimilar. The costume version, though, of course, adds an extra 30% onto the attack, still attacks all enemies, still has a negative type of effect on the specials. So instead of minus 20 on the defense, it's actually minus 20 on attack for all allies except for the caster, except for Killhare. And one other notable change is that Killhare was a fighter and is now a druid. So she does not benefit anymore in the costume from getting those odd revives when she gets killed. But with the costume comes the costume bonus, even if you're using in regular form. So you can expect Killhare to be a slightly better just based on that going forward in the future if you have the costume. And the costume version, I think it will be slightly better. Obviously, it hits harder, so that's a plus. Will have the costume bonus, obviously, that's a plus. And the minus 20% attack vice defense, I think will allow the costume version to be placed in other areas than where regular one is pretty much only good at. I won't kick around too much on this. I mean, later on I'll cover the costume, but let's focus on what the regular version does or did right? These are all from my war study. So these are actual stats of how this hero did. So let's just go right into it, and I'll show you how Killhare did. All right, up first is Arrow Barrage. The average survivability rate for Arrow Barrage is 31.8. Remember, it's the second highest of all the types, and it is depicted by the yellow triangle in the middle. Look at what Killhare does. So Killhare is the blue lines within the graph, and it's really easy to see here. And of course, the data is also depicted on the table on the top right corner. Terrible at tank, terrible at flank. Not used often though. Used only a few times. So it could go up, it could stay the same, it could go down, but very few people have done it there, and most people use Killhare on the wing. And from looking at Arrow Barrage, at least in this war type, this is the right place to put her. 39.8% survivability rate is for teams that have Killhare on the wing. That's good enough ranking for 6 out of 60. So 60 different heroes have been used at least 10 times in that position. And when a team is using Killhare there, 6 out of 60, that's pretty stellar. Right now, what we're seeing, despite the low occurrence rates for tank and flank, that Killhare seems to shine here. Attack boost now, 27.6% is the average survivability rate. And look what we see again, falling way behind on tank and flank. And there we are at the wing. Nice and high. It's green. It's better than the average hero. A team with Killhare on the wing is going to do better than with most. Not ranking quite as stellar as the last war type that we just saw, but the still 17 out of 63 ranking, that 30.3% on the wing is good to go. Now for Undead Horde, we're obviously seeing a similar pattern here in the graphs, right? Again, Killhare flopping at tank and flank, third war in a row, and at wing is 27.5. It's in yellow because it's still within that average range. I like to keep about 2% of the war average. To me is an average hero, and but it's Killhare still does fairly well and is basically just above middle of the pack for other heroes that have been used extensively on the wing. Equalizer. So now with Equalizer, let's just keep going with the wing for a second. So 29.5% on the wing, and the average is 27.6. It's in yellow because it's average. It's at the high end of the average. You can see from the ranking, right? Used 28 times, ranks 19 out of 57, and that is right on the cusp of going average. So it's on the low end of good heroes, on the high end of average. Now flank came out of nowhere here. Flank is doing well. Tank is tanking again. But again, low occurrence rate. So take that 31.4% with a grain of salt. It is not ranked because it's only been seen 5 times. But there's a little bit of promise there. But again, I wouldn't put too much into that one. But I always love hearing how people do with data that I don't have and their results. So by all means, let me know if you use Killhare on the flank and how she does. Okay, we're going to move now to Rush. So Rush shocked me a bit, just by the numbers of times used. So we saw tank and flank used less than 10 times in every other war type. But here in Rush, in a very fast war, more people decided to use them in that position. But less at wing. So I don't know if people just thought to shift over or not. But we see with tank, still tanking, 29.3%. Flank actually does okay. 10 times. So that's good enough to get a ballpark figure. I wouldn't say that's honed right in to where that's going to remain with more occurrences to observe. But for now, it shows promise. And then at the wing, again, average, which isn't bad for an average hero, right? So average heroes are going to do better than fast and very fast, which is probably why Killhare might be being used more in this war type as opposed to people playing their fast and their very fast heroes in the other types. And that could be why we're getting more usage. But I'm still surprised at how well Killhare has done, or teams with Killhare have done on the flank and wing, considering that average heroes have a little bit less oomph than the slow and very slow heroes. In this case, we're in the green on flank, and then wing is is doing fine too. So not a bad choice on rush. Okay, now let's look at the overall picture for Killhare, and I want to explain now a little bit about some of these skill sets. You know, look at the blue triangle, right? It extends way out far on the wing, and is down in tight, nice and low on tank and flank. You know, flank had a couple of good runs, but with low occurrence rates on some of them. The first 3 wars that I covered were absolutely terrible numbers. So, you know, it averages out here below the average line. But wing, it does well. And this is because, so Killhare, if you remember, has that negative effect when it comes to the minus 20% defense to all allies except the caster. So on the wing, this is pretty safe, right? If you can, you know, we still have only the standard formation type for wars. You can't go with a reverse W, reverse V, or anything like that. So on the wing, they are the last heroes to normally get hit because I mean the other heroes on the tank and flanks are covering some of those lanes, and they are the first to get pummeled by those by the tiles. So this is why it's fine to put Killhare on the wing, because everybody else is usually dead by the time they're getting to Killhare anyways. So if everyone's dead or most are dead, it doesn't really matter that much about that negative effect on the allies, because there's nobody there to give that negative effect to, and it doesn't affect Killhare. The other reason that Killhare does well on the wing is because of that big hit to all enemies. If you've seen my attack boost video at the end, I kind of showed that attack all seems to do better than snipers, and they also do better the further away they are from the tank. And this is why Killhare excels, because Killhare's got a heck of a hit and does it from the right position. For tank, right? Look at the numbers here. Use 38 times at tank. I get it, guys. It's, you know, sometimes that's your best dark hero when you're forced, right? Most alliances have a certain color that you must use at tank, at the minimum at tank, and and Killhare may be your best option. And Killhare sometimes doesn't look like a bad option. Remember, we looked at the stats too, and the defense was actually higher than the offense. Is actually built up pretty strong, but it's still not, it's not an incredibly high defense. And unless you're sinking all of that in, your whole path is all defense and HP, you've probably sunk a little bit into attack as well. So it's not getting right up there with the other tanks. So a little bit low. And if Killhare does go off at that point, Killhare is not killing everybody or a lot of people, because most of the heroes are fresh by the time that tank goes off. On the wing, though, Killhare is doing cleanup and wiping everybody out. Killhare doesn't put any negative effects on the enemies, so it's just one big hit. They're all still alive, and now all the rest of them are down on defense, and this allows the attacking team to finish off Killhare and have some easier cleanups. All right, so that's it for Killhare. That's it for this video. I'll leave you with a few last words here about Killhare. Is if you have Killhare, by all means, start leveling her. She's a good hero to have, especially on the wing. We've looked at some other heroes already in my other videos. Costume Cadlin, excellent on the flank, not so much on the wing. You need to find the right heroes to put in the right spots. And so if you're unsure about Killhare, the wing is always a solid place to put Killhare. If you're putting Killhare at tank and flank, historically, teams with Killhare in those positions have not done well. So this is often due to the negative effect that Killhare casts, and it's just better suited with that 300% damage to all enemies from the wing. Is the greatest spot for Killhare. With the costume, I'm anxious to see what goes on with that. And obviously with the costume bonus, Killhare may do a little bit better than what you've seen here. But there's also some stronger heroes out there as well. So time will tell. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that somebody may have learned something from it. If you did like it, please shoot me a like. If you like these videos also, please subscribe. I'm going to keep putting these out, and those subscribes definitely help me out as well. So until next time, I'm Ssnake, and I'm here to help you defend yourself.